What if I told you that no one, not a single person on this planet has the power to make you angry? Not your boss, not your spouse, not that person who cut you off in traffic, no one. Because anger is not something people give you, it's something you choose. And the moment you understand that, you take back control of your life in a way most people never will. So today, let's talk about how you become untouchable, how you rise above the noise, and how you master yourself so completely that nothing and no one can steal your peace. There's a man named Viktor Frankl. If you don't know his name, remember it today. This was a man who survived the unthinkable Nazi concentration camps. He lost his entire family. He watched people wither away, tormented and treated like nothing. And yet Viktor Frankl did not lose himself. He discovered something most people never will. He learned that between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space, we have the power to choose our response. See, anger is not something that happens to you, it's something you allow. Frustration is not given, it is received. No one has the power to make you mad unless you hand them the keys to your mind. The real question isn't how to stop anger, it's how to take back your power so that no one can make you feel anything you don't want to feel. So today we're going to talk about that. How do you become untouchable? How do you rise above the chaos and walk through life with unshakable peace? 1. Understand what anger really is. Anger is an emotional response to perceived injustice. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A coworker disrespects you. A loved one betrays you. You feel violated, so you react. But here's the truth. Anger is nothing more than a signal that your expectations have been challenged. You expected fairness, but life is not fair. You expected kindness, but people are flawed. You expected respect, but the world does not owe you that. When you begin to shift your perspective and say, I will not expect the world to move according to my will, you begin to free yourself from anger's grip. 2. The prison of external validation. One of the biggest reasons people get angry is because they care too much about what others think. You want to be liked, you want respect. But let me tell you something, your peace is far more valuable than someone else's approval. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. That means if someone insults you and you react, it's not their words that hurt you, it's your belief in their words that wounds you. Let's take another real case study, Nelson Mandela. This man was in prison for 27 years. Locked away, abused, mistreated, but when he walked out of that prison, he did not walk out bitter. He did not walk out seeking revenge. He walked out free, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, because he understood something most don't. If you let anger control you, you are no freer than the man behind bars. 3. Train yourself to respond, not react. Reactions are immediate. Responses are intentional. Most people react out of habit. Someone disrespects them, they lash out. Someone questions them, they feel attacked. But wise men, powerful men do not react, they respond. Here's how you train yourself. When someone upsets you, pause. Count to 3 before you speak. Ask yourself, does this really deserve my peace? Picture yourself from the outside looking in. Do you want to be the person who loses control? Or do you want to be the person who commands it? Martin Luther King Jr. was insulted, spat on, threatened, and attacked. But he did not react with rage. He responded with purpose. He knew that losing his cool would mean losing the battle. If he could control his emotions, he could control the direction of his mission. 4. Master the art of letting go. One of the greatest things you can ever do is learn to let go. Because holding on to offense is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Let me ask you, how many times have you replayed a conversation in your head? How many times have you wasted a day being mad at something someone else did? Let me give you a challenge. The next time someone upsets you, imagine dropping it like a heavy bag. Right there in that moment, visualize it slipping from your grip, because that's what peace feels like. The ability to say, I'm done carrying this. There's an old Zen story about 2 monks walking along a road. They come across a woman who needs help crossing a river. One of the monks lifts her up and carries her across. The other monk is silent for miles before he finally says, you know, we're not supposed to touch women. The first monk replies, I set her down miles ago. Why are you still carrying her? Are you still carrying things you should have let go of long ago? 5. Stop expecting people to be different than they are. A dog barks. A baby cries, the sun rises. These things do not anger us because we expect them to happen. But when someone betrays us or offends us, we get angry because we expected better. And let me tell you, some people will lie. Some will cheat. Some will insult you. Some will disappoint you. Not because they want to, but because they don't know how to be any different. When you start seeing people for who they are, instead of who you think they should be, you free yourself from anger. You start saying, that's just who they are. That's just what they do. And I don't have to participate in it. 6, choose peace like it's a daily practice. Every single day you have a choice. To wake up and let the world dictate your emotions or to dictate your own. If you let the world decide, you will be a puppet tugged in 100 directions. But if you truly decide that nothing is worth your peace, you will walk through fire and not be burned. Jesus was betrayed. Gandhi was imprisoned. Mandela was persecuted. And yet they all understood that peace is not the absence of conflict. It is a mastery of oneself. Conclusion. The man who cannot be moved, there is nothing more powerful than a man or woman who cannot be provoked. Nothing more admirable than the one who stands in the storm and does not flinch. When you understand that anger is not something that happens to you, but something you allow, you become untouchable. You become a force. You become the master of yourself. So today, choose to let go. Choose to rise above. Choose to be the one who cannot be moved. Because in that choice lies your ultimate freedom.